All right. Test, test,
Test.
test, test.
Saw this news article. Maybe this will get us into our Ask an Idiot question of the week here. There's various sources out there, but this is on comic book. Let's see, CBR.com. Comic book review? I think that's what it means. Anyway,
Yeah, I think so.
so allegedly, author Joanna Robinson reveals that she has a quote.
Oh, that was that MCU book that just came out.
Okay, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah.
So she is saying that she has a quote from Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige implying that the MCU will be rebooted with the Secret Wars movie that's in planning now and set to come out in 2027. So May 7th, 2027. So apparently it says the Secret Wars will serve as a soft reboot in which they can prune everything. So basically they can prune what's not working. So if they have any characters or series or whatever it is, storylines that's not working too well. And they can also bring back people that you thought were gone forever. So certainly it could be an opportunity to reintroduce Tony Stark, but it could be even a different actor playing him, perhaps. Obviously, Captain America could come back as Steve Rogers, could be a different version of Steve Rogers. I don't know. And it says that Secret Wars is supposed to celebrate all past Marvel movies. So it's going to be a pretty big deal. That right now seems to be the last thing that they're that I've seen in the timeline until they figure out what they're doing next and whatever next phase and all that type of stuff. So a couple things here and Ask an Idiot. So do you like the fact that they could use that movie to sort of do a soft reboot and anything goes? And who or what characters could be a recast, could be the same actors coming back or actresses, whatever. Who would you like to see potentially return, if anybody? So what do you think about the alleged strategy? Again, Kevin Feige has not said it. This is an official statement. I doubt
Sure.
that he will.
Sure.
But so what do you think of the potential direction?
Okay. Real quick. What a brilliant idea.
Sure.
Where you have a service that needs to be completed. You have problems that need to be done, and everything it gets taken care of by like this one guy, right?
Sounds like someone we know.
Oh, you're talking about Kevin Feige. Fuck, I was talking about Aaron Blake with Blake Insurance. I'm sorry. I got confused. But while I'm at it, Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located right here in Barberton, Ohio. They provide auto, home, renters, and business insurance with honesty, decency, and affordability. Let me tell you, Erie Insurance is above all else in service. You want to call 234-571-5359 for your free quote today. And when you do, tell them that the idiots from this timeline sent you.
Very good. Very good.
Okay, so that read out of the way. I do think this is brilliant. You started back, what was it, 2008 with Iron Man, and you started with quite frankly, a character that nobody knew or cared about. And you booted this whole MCU, and it just steamrolled into this brilliant casting and brilliant storyline that culminated into Endgame. You did everything right. You pissed off Hollywood in general by going, you know what? Fuck Citizen Kane. We have Iron Man. You know, that type of situation. And after that, you putt. You kind of started running out of steam. You started putting out these characters that you didn't care about, you didn't know about. Yeah, you didn't know about Iron Man, but you had Robert Downey Jr. giving you Iron Man. So everything started slowing down, running out of steam, started to seem stale, started to seem overworked. And when you do this, you start losing fandom and people watching, which is why you're doing this. So, what comic books can give you, and what the MCU can give you, and DC, fucking pick up your goddamn notepad and take notes. Star Wars, jot it down too. What you can do with these fantasy worlds is reboot.
Yeah.
And when I mean reboot, I don't mean just go, all right, this is just a new Tony Stark and this is his thing. No, you can go in there and go, and what they're gunning towards with this multiverse, you can go everything,
That's right.
because like they're talking about what they're doing in Loki is the timeline is circular, and that there is going to be an end, and then it will start over again. You don't have to mention 616 universe or 818.
Nope.
You can, at the end of Loki or at the end of whatever Secret Wars, you can have that culmination go bam, silence.
Of course, that's right.
White. And just start with Iron Man again.
Sure.
And fucking, if John Stamos walks out with his fucking chest held high, you go, that's Iron Man. Let's do it again, but in a different variation. You can do all of these characters, different variations, different actors, and some the same, because variants vary. So you can have all of this. You have a blank slate whenever you want. If you're making art and somebody shits on your canvas, you wipe it clean and start over. That's what they're able to do, and I hope that's what they do, because we're fans of storytelling. When we're done with that story, which it seems kind of we are, start it over and do it different. There you go.
I'm with you. I think it's a great strategy, and they have to.
Yeah.
They have to do it. And the comics do it all the time. All the time. If you're not that familiar with the comic book storylines, I don't care if it's Marvel or DC. I mean, you wonder, do they ever do that in the comics? Hell yeah, they do.
Every couple years.
There's been now several number one issues of Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. Because they take the story so far, and then they have to make a decision. Well, what do we do with this? And then very often they'll just, like you said, they'll reset the unit. They'll create some event. DC certainly had that with Flashpoint. That was their chance in the storyline to reboot.
And that's what they're going to do now.
Yeah, they reset back to a younger Superman, a Batman, and all that type of stuff. And then Spider-Man in the comics have done that a couple of times. I mean, Spider-Man at one point in the comics was a grown man. Peter Parker was a grown man running a successful business. And at some point they said, we're tired of Peter Parker being a man, and they reset him back to a younger guy again. It's like, well, how does that work? Well, it works because it's just they can do it.
That's what happened in my marriage.
Well, there you go. That's right. How could you go so far with an older guy? Yeah, you bring in a younger, stronger dude. Absolutely.
That's right.
Just keep the storyline going.
Works for her.
Eventually he gets replaced. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's right.
I don't
She'll
know.
Reboot it.
Sure, absolutely, but you have to. I can't imagine, and sort of, that you can't continue these Marvel storylines long term, in my opinion, without. You can't not have Captain America. Right. I mean, the Falcon, that actor, he'll do a great job. No question about it.
Absolutely.
We're not saying you can't have a black Captain and all that crap. No, that's not what we're saying. You have to have
But
Steve
when
Rogers.
you reboot it, if you want to make Steve Rogers black or
Sure.
Indian or Asian,
Whatever.
do it. Fantastic.
But you have to have Steve Rogers. You have to have a Tony Stark.
Yes.
You just have to. It brings so much to that universe.
But all I ask is keep Paul Rudd. I don't care what you put him in.
Sure.
Just keep Paul Rudd.
Yeah. Well, maybe he becomes more the mentor. Maybe another guy comes up as Ant-Man, and he becomes more the giant man. Who knows?
No, but fuck, how
Why
crazy
not?
it would be if, like, you take Paul Rudd, the actor, and make him Captain America. You know what I mean? Just throw a fucking wrench in the shit.
Okay, so any actors who's played a character, there's not been many. It's been totally gone, of course. There's only a few. But would you like to see Robert Downey Jr. come back as Tony Stark? Do you want to see Chris Evans come back as Captain America, or Scarlett Johansson comes back as Black Widow? Or, they did a great job in their run. It's time for somebody else new. And what do you think about that? Obviously, it'll be a couple years later, too, now. So
Sure. Some of these characters I wouldn't mind, but there's some that, like, you don't fuck with. For some reason, I can't see anybody else being Captain America. Chris Evans is Captain America. I can see you replace Tony Stark or
okay.
To me, Captain America is Chris Evans. And if you want to go on the DC side, how cool would it be to bring back an older, weathered, seasoned Brandon Roth as Superman? Bring him back. And again, I know they cast the new Superman and Lois Lane, whatever, but like in our timeline we're talking about right now, it'd be neat to see Brandon Roth as an older, wiser, maybe the
Kingdom Come. The Kingdom Come Superman. Yeah.
Yep. It'd be cool to see him like that. Yeah. I don't think you need to fuck with Mark Ruffalo as a Hulk. I think you need to fuck with the Hulk as in his presentation. Yeah. I don't quite like the combined minds and where he's just smart Hulk. I get that they did it in the comic books, but I want Mark Ruffalo to be Bruce Banner and Hulk to stay separate. Still maybe have some understanding between the two, but I don't need them to be intertwined in the same.
They'll change that back. It'll be the rampaging Hulk. It will be. You have to.
Now you have his son going on, and
yeah.
And again, I understand that was the whole deal in the comics, but at a certain point, you're just putting comic books and going, film. You know what I mean? Let's get your variation of it. Let's not just start putting everything that's ever done in comic books in the movies or TV. Let's those and give your version. That's my opinion. Yeah. I know probably a lot of comic book nerds out there will disagree with that, but I just would like to see variations of the comics.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like we agree then. Love the strategy. I'd love to see Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, but I think it's just the physical.
Again, I'm not saying that I wouldn't.
Sure, no, I get what you mean.
You gave me an option, and I chose Chris Evans.
I think you can keep that version maybe as a variant, like an AI type of thing or something like that. I don't know. We'll see what they do.
But if you were going to do that, how cool would it be to bring him back as a bad guy?
Sure.
Or are you not on that?
Nah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to.
No, okay.
I don't want to see the same actors come back and replay something different. It's just that they were too iconic in those roles. Like you could do a Jason Momoa as Aquaman, because to me, his version of Aquaman.
Nobody watched it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not an iconic portrayal per se. I'm not saying it's his fault.
So he can come back as
Lobo.
And be fine.
To me, that's fine. But these you can't bring. Chris Evans did, of course, play Human Torch and come back as Captain America and all that stuff. But the Human Torch is not as iconic as Captain, so you can't. I wouldn't want to see Chris Evans come back as somebody different necessarily. You know, I don't know. And Scarlett Johansson was great as Black Widow. She really made a name for that character. But all those characters could be recast. They could all be recast.
Sure.
And it'd be fine, but you should bring back at least those characters
there's
into the
rumors.
universe.
There's rumors that the MCU and Disney is talking about bringing back Paul Rudd strictly as My Best Friend.
Sure.
I don't know how true those rumors are, but we'll see how that goes.
Secret Wars. I, Dr. Doom, will track Captain America in my Tower of Doom.
Spider-Man, Tower of Doom, and Dr. Doom versus Captain America studied so separately. You put the tower together.
How shall I trap him, Secret Shield? With the Doom Slam. So this is the Tower of Doom. Welcome, Captain. Get me out now, Spider-Man.
Tower of Doom from the Marvel Superhero Secret Wars collection. Dr. Doom versus Captain America set and Spider-Man figure each sold.
Hey there, if you like that video, or if you just like to watch us make fools of ourselves, please like and subscribe to this channel. We really appreciate it, and we hope to see you back here.
Ham gravy.
The Ultimate Avengers with our main event. We're going to talk about the Ultimate Avengers of the network stars. All of the network stars, we're going to put them together from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and we're going to put them. Nah, that was fucked. It's like the second sentence in, I'm just fucking fighting.